van a...
No podemos estar dándole sponsor a un juego.
Ya lo sabe. A
que
un
no
juego
nos
que
está
no nos va a dar
regalando
cuarto.
nada.
Jodienda, coño.
Es cuarto que quiero.
¿Pero qué es esto? Vio a tres gente. ¡Holy shit! ¡Ah!
She hustles in Spanglish.
Ahí va. Buena.
Los hallaste el segundo.
¿Ya? ¿Estás hallado?
Ok.
Testing, probando,
Regresamos,
probando.
Estamos aquí en
Entonces,
vivo
¿Estás
y
hallado?
a
¿Estás
todo
hallado?
color.
Vamos a empezar. entonces,
Vamos a empezar.
saludando.
Claro,
Claro.
claro. Welcome to She Hustles in Spanglish.
Hello, hello.
Regresamos.
How are you?
The
best
podcast where
time.
you embrace, well, everybody embrace. We embrace our
Right.
culture,
Yes, we
language, ambitions,
Yes.
and we keep hustling.
Yes.
Right?
Every day.
All day. We never stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
Baby, she's a hustler.
Hey. And today we're diving into a topic that is crucial for success, goal settings
Very much necessary.
and budgeting. Oh my God.
So necessary.
Say that again.
Goal settings
Ajá.
and budgeting.
¿Y en español?
Ah, no, dilo tú.
Poniendo
Seteando-
metas.
Seteando,
poniendo
esa palabra es bien
goals.
boricua.
Eso es bien boricua.
Seteando goals.
Creando metas.
Eh,
Vamos a hablar un
en
español, que
español.
entiendan todo.
Y
Creando
manejando
metas.
el dinero.
Manejando.
Seteando metas.
Seteando
Ajá.
es bien boricua, mi
Bien.
pana.
Ey. Creando metas y manejando
El dinero.
lo
El-
cuarto, el cuarto que
el-
quiero.
El
Muy
ching,
bien.
ching, 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 ching.
Señora, me tomé la libertad de aprender cómo se dice hola en ruso. Se dice privet. Así que
Privet.
Ay, mi madre.
Privet.
Saludando a nuestra
Sí,
gente
no se
allá.
aprende.
De
Ya
Rusia.
eso.
For our one Russian listener. Privet to you and get us some more. You hear me?
We
Yeah.
appreciate all of our listeners.
Well, we have big dreams, but how do we turn them into reality, right? How we actually manage our money while working towards our goals. But joining me today, drum roll please, Patty, Sully, and GB.
Yo, yo.
¿qué lo que, gente? Como siempre, súper emocionada de estar aquí en otro episodio más. Espero que hasta ahora les esté gustando el can porque esto va para largo. Entonces, about setting goals. I love this
This subject, right?
this
matter,
subject very
topic,
much
topic.
because it's something that I try to do every single year. You know, January comes and we're like, okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna change this, we're going to improve that. So this episode is all about how we get there. And then let's see.
Having a vision is great, but unfortunately, if you don't put a plan to it, that's it. So, having a vision
Yeah.
needs a plan.
Of course. And of course, this is why budgeting is key. You can't just dream big. You definitely have to have a plan and funds to achieve or put that dream in place or put it in action.
That's right. So today we're going to break down three things, right? How to set achievable goals, how to budget like a boss,
Jefe. Ay, jefecito.
and
This is not a sponsor. Get it
and the
together.
magic of vision boards.
Hey. Can I just add to the magic of vision board that you have to claim it and you have to own it.
Yes.
If you say it's yours, it is definitely going to be yours.
Yes.
It is.
Or you just take
Amen.
that.
Pero no salgas a robarte un banco que las cosas no funcionan así. Que esos cuartos son míos, los de aquella boda. Dije yo lo puse en mi vision board. Get it.
So let's start with the basics, right? So setting goals the right way. Have you ever set a goal that it didn't happen? What went wrong?
Lots of goals.
Yes. Totally.
Wow.
And you know
Let's
what?
start with the diet, but that's another topic.
Yeah, I mean,
Please,
I
no,
feel
please,
like,
I'm not
did
ready
you
for that
did you guys
conversation.
know that there's actually a day in January? It's like the second Friday.
Yes.
It's called Quitter's Day.
Yeah.
What?
Because most people who set a goal at the beginning of the year, mostly is dieting, they quit.
Yeah.
The
So-
second day?
The second Friday. The second Friday.
They give you more grace than that.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
but I've set a lot of goals, and you guys know me at this table.
Yeah.
I'm very much a no plan. I just
Yes.
Roll with
ride,
it.
whatever.
Just go with the flow.
Yeah.
Please tell me what I need to do. I'm super easygoing. But yeah, I don't think I've ever set a goal I have accomplished.
That's not
I
true.
don't
Don't say
believe
that.
That's not
I
true.
don't believe that.
I think I've thought about it, but
You don't keep track of.
I no.
Let me,
I don't
so.
think that I don't think that, no. I think is that
She said-
goals, and we're gonna learn a little bit about that. Goals, they have to shift. They have to change. Like
Yeah.
maybe we
Like we
started
do.
with a goal,
Mm-hmm.
and in the middle of the process,
Something
something shifted,
changed.
but you achieve what you wanted on
Yeah.
that goal.
and goals
at
can
the end.
evolve.
I
Yes.
I think I have achieved a lot of things.
Yeah.
I've come very far, right? But I can't think of a time where I said,
Focusing on the goal first.
yeah.
Can I
Gotcha.
just say this? Knowing you, like you said, you're a master procrastinator.
I love it.
But
But we love you.
but just like Mileshka said, not only let's say that your original goal could evolve, right? So it may look different from when you first set it, but you most definitely achieve whatever the main purpose of that goal is.
Probably.
So
It's just that if you don't put it like on paper, sometimes you don't even realize that you did it, and that could be part of it. For example, and I know this had happened to a lot of us. Tú te pones un goal, una meta. Yo quiero perder 50 libras en 3 meses. I want to buy a car. I want to go to the moon, and then you focus on what you want instead of setting realistic expectations on how to get there little by
Yeah.
little.
Yeah.
And then it's just the year goes by and you're like, yep, I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'll
So-
try again next.
It's important to, like you said, is breaking them into steps. Definitely. And like, I want to save money, but without a plan, where is
Yeah.
it?
correct. Correct.
So
And that's scary.
it is.
And
It
I think
is.
that's where I fail, right? Where I say I want to do A, B, and C, right? But I get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Happens to all.
And it happens to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And crazy enough, in the mess, right, of my brain, believe it or not, I'm a perfectionist.
Yeah.
But being a perfectionist means, right, that if it's not perfect and if it doesn't get accomplished the way that my brain it's saying it needs to get accomplished, then I'd rather give it up.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You don't even want to,
It
whatever.
You put a stop.
Yeah.
it makes no sense, right? Because
It-
you're
it
saying,
does.
well, I'm a perfectionist. I'm
Yeah.
gonna write it down. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
step by step because I am no. But
Yeah.
the minute that I miss a step,
That's it.
it's ruined.
You
the,
cannot
the
go
goal is
back.
like done.
Yo voy a comer bien. Empiezo con un yogur en la mañana, una manzana, mediodía ensalada. En la noche, fuck it, let's just have pizza. And then the next day, you'll be like, yeah, I already fuck up. I'm just going to keep doing it. And
Yeah.
so that's
You should get some salad.
But you know what? What's a perfectionist? What's a perfectionist? I'm gonna start with that.
In your brain,
In your brain,
in
yes,
my brain, because I think that there's a definition to different
To each
people.
one.
correct.
To me, is you have to accomplish the step exactly as you thought it would be executed. And there is
And that's
no
not realistic.
deviation.
that is not realistic, and that's what I was gonna say. So that's the thing. I understand what you're saying. However, you're not giving yourself grace.
That's
As
the
a
thing.
human being, right?
Yeah.
We're,
I need a
none of us
therapist
are
for that one.
perfect.
Yeah.
None
We
of
all
us are
do.
perfect, and we plan a lot of stuff. However, life is that curveball that is thrown at us,
Yes.
which, it doesn't allow us to be perfect. So, to make things or situation or just life realistic, it's good to do smart goals. So, Neely, let us know what
Well,
a smart goal is.
Well, SMART goal. Let's start with the first words, right? Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. So for specific, you need to clearly define what you want. We have this goal. We want to budget this year.
Yeah.
Measurable. How we're going to budget. How we're going to track how much are we budgeting. Achievable. We need to be realistic, right? If we are on the bracket that of people that are living paycheck to paycheck, or we don't have a lot of income at the house,
Right.
I still want to save money. How much I can save,
Correct.
right? You cannot say, "Hey, I want to put out $1,000 a month," when
That's not possible
that's
for you.
not possible based on your income and your expenses, right?
Right.
But you can set a small goal at the beginning,
Yeah.
right? Right now, I want to save $20 per check,
Like to get the
something like
habit.
that,
Right.
to have that save. Relevant, right? Achievable,
Yeah.
of that realistic and relevant. Make sure it aligns with your values,
Right.
right? Not that we are not making sure that other areas that needs to be,
Tíralo en español.
que no se alinee con tus values. Eso significa como que, ay Dios mío, esto de pensar en inglés y en español
Spanglish, tírale.
se cruzó. Pero que sea relevante en el momento, ¿verdad? Cuando
Sí.
uno está hablando de setting goals, son cosas que son importantes
Sí.
para ti.
Ujú.
Y son cosas que son relevantes en ese momento. No todos los años tenemos el mismo goal.
Eso es correcto.
No todos los años queremos, ¿verdad? El ahorrar dinero no es con el mismo purpose.
Eso es
No.
correcto.
Todos los años cambia.
Ujú.
Y time bound, set a deadline.
Yep.
A realistic deadline.
Correct. Correct.
No como que, empezamos en enero primero y ya para febrero 26 yo quiero tener
$10,000.
$10,000 tratando de save $20 per paycheck. Like,
Recuerden
The
que
math ain't
se vale
mathing.
robarse al banco, no se vale.
An
The
idea,
math ain't mathing.
an idea for those, who live paycheck to paycheck, which is a lot of people, right?
Most of us, yeah.
Because unfortunately, we're living in a very expensive time.
yeah.
Yes.
Everything is up. GB and I we went to buy eggs this morning, and
Oh, not the eggs.
I was
Yes.
$8.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Like, I'm gonna go buy some chickens
Yeah.
and start making money.
Let's invest on the chickens.
But you know why? What I found out recently, because I'm taking this budgeting like I was really serious this year, and then I found out that most of the time, what is the hardest part is that we are scared to actually see our budget realistically and see cómo se ve, porque tú tienes una idea en tu cabeza. Tú sabes más o menos que tú ganas tanto, sabes más o menos que tú gastas tanto, but your brain doesn't have the capacity to hold all the small things that you make purchases or buy ice cream, buy coffee, buy something, for your kids, or go out and eat, whatever. And then when you put it on paper and actually start counting, and you see okay, this is what I have to work with, and this is the goal that I want. Then, and yo lo digo por mí misma, este año yo empecé, y cuando lo puse en papel, me di cuenta que la realidad era mucho mejor de lo que yo pensaba. Y el problema era que había muchos gastos que se estaban yendo por debajo de la mesa y yo nunca me enteraba. Y hay que superar ese miedo porque literalmente tú te estás enfrentando a ti mismo y no hay nada que dé más miedo que eso. Porque nadie te juzga más duro, más fuerte de lo que tú te juzgas
I like
a
that.
ti.
Yep.
That's
like
true.
Yep.
Now, an idea, right? Because as most of you know, like I was, blessed,
Yeah.
and I was able to like catch up. I had, but
Hallelujahs.
You
I-
needed to learn how to do
hallelujahs,
math.
hallelujahs. But let's talk about something that's very real and that I've been very much a part of, right? Like you said, it's very scary to look at the numbers. So it's easier to ignore the numbers. Right? It's easier to say, well, I've made it this far. I've survived.
Right.
Like I still have a roof over my head. How would you say you tackle that? Because not everybody has the blessing, right?
Yeah.
Right.
To have, money come in to be able to catch up,
Yeah.
right? So you're behind, right? The waters do, the electricities do. You
Groceries, you have to
do
buy
Yeah,
groceries.
everything.
Compra.
Credit cards.
How do you tackle that step so that you can start saving those $20?
So I'm gonna say this. You have to know the difference between your needs and
your
your
wants.
wants.
100%. That's the first
Yes.
Yes, as humans, right? As individuals, we want a lot of stuff, right? But we need to be realistic.
Do you really need it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And by needing, I'm asking, can you survive without it? Yes, you can survive without that Starbucks.
Yes.
Without the Dunkin' Donuts. Without if you're buying groceries, if you're buying groceries and you don't need to eat out because one,
You have food.
in the house and then the food goes bad and you're having to throw
Yeah.
that's a waste of money, right?
Yes.
So it's like you said, it's writing things down, being realistic about needs and wants,
Yeah.
and making those sacrifices. In life, we have to sacrifice things, whether
Yeah.
it's little or big, in order for us to succeed.
achieve,
Yeah, and
yeah.
achieve goals that we
And you
want to
need
achieve.
to make the decision. Nobody can do it for you.
Correct.
Yeah.
You need to get in front of the mirror and you say, you know what? I'm tired of yourself. You
Right.
piece of shit. You fucking liar. So you better get it together.
Right.
So that's the first step because, like I said, nobody will judge you
Worse than yourself.
Yes.
There's something that I love to do with my fiance is that we try to sit down at least once a month
Yeah.
and we look at our budget. Our budget is always different, right?
Yes.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if you have the same income. There's things that happen. There's other needs that happens on that month.
And
Yeah.
Or
emergencies.
emergencies, life,
And
lifing.
family. Yeah. Yeah. Outside family.
So we sit down and we look at a budget and we try to look at those numbers, and sometimes it's like, okay, let's prioritize this time, and this is how much we can save, and
Yes.
so that saving goal sometimes it change the
Yes.
amount because we need to be realistic too. We're still committing to save towards the goal, but
Right.
maybe the amount change based on the needs that we have that part on that point, right? So, and that's one of the things that there is a key strategy for saving, the 50-30-20 rule.
Yeah.
50% needs, 30% wants,
Yeah.
20% savings or debt goes towards that. And also, so if you don't have debt and you want to start investing, you can use that 20% to
Yes.
invest to keep growing your money too.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's one thing, and people get confused a lot about this, and it's scary because it is. People say that you need to save money, but they ask, how do I save money if
Yeah.
I have debt? And so es como un círculo vicioso porque tú dices, no voy a ahorrar porque tengo deudas. Pero
I'm not
entonces,
saving because I have debt.
exactly. So you keep using the credit cards instead of them going down,
Yeah.
they go they go up. And so, el consejo que yo les podría dar, que yo lo estoy siguiendo yo misma, es que vamos a pagar las deudas, we're going to pay our debt, we're going to make a plan and everything, but we need to have a cushion. We need to have an emergency fund.
Yeah.
I have that? Yes, you do. But the thing is that if you keep using your credit card to buy groceries because you have debt and you cannot,
You're never catching up.
exactly. So you need to have a cushion. So if anything happens, if you need to go to the doctor, if you need to buy something for your house, if something goes out of the plan, you have that money there saved so that you don't have to go again and use the same credit card that is already skyrocket with the interest rate.
Hey, and don't get me wrong, I'm pro of using the credit cards.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on the other side, right? You
Yeah,
say
totally.
let's not use a lot of the credit cards. I'm pro of using the credit cards
Yeah,
to,
if you
to
know
do that.
how.
If
You're paying it right off, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because you need to take advantage of the benefits of some cards.
And
If
build
you
your
have a
credit.
card that pays you
You
That
can
gives you
travel
rewards.
for
3%,
free.
1% back
Yeah.
per groceries or
Yeah.
per gas or to do a reservation in hotels. Use the card,
Yeah.
but use it based on what you can pay.
Correct.
That's the
Money
smart
that
way.
you already have.
Right?
Correct.
Like if I have to buy my groceries, I'm gonna use a credit card and then I'm gonna pay
Pay
it
it.
right after. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the cash back and then I won't have any debt.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
But realistically, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who are living with,
Crippling
living
debt.
off of their credit cards because they can't afford
Yes.
anything else. Now, one of the ideas that I did here is that we have a lot of stuff at home.
Yeah.
Like a lot of things. And those things, unfortunately, are valuable. So
Yeah.
I'm looking at 2 lamps that I have here. I probably paid $60 each,
Yes.
right? We can possibly go and sell those. Do I need
Marketplace?
them?
Yeah.
No, they're decoration right now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go sell them. I'm not gonna
Prioritize.
get $60. I'm gonna get 20.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna put that money towards my savings because I
Yeah.
have a lot of things here.
Yeah. Esos jeans que
that
está
I
esperando
don't
que te
need.
sirvan desde hace 25 años.
Yes.
Véndelo, mi amor.
So,
Yeah.
Cómprame
so
otro después.
literally, it's taking stuff that you have that you don't
Yeah,
need
and take advantage of it.
and take advantage of it until you're in a position to
Yeah.
purchase again. So you're out of debt, and now you can purchase the things that you need and want, and not be hurt by putting it on a credit card where your percent
That's a great
rate
idea.
is like 30%.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the credit card
crazy.
rates are really, really
The
high.
APR
Yes,
is
yeah.
no
Yeah.
joke.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
how can I get there? So I'm talking about, this is what I was in the position, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, I gotta start selling stuff that I
Yeah.
bought that I
Just
shouldn't have
Be
purchased
careful with
in
the
the
serial
first place.
killers, people.
So that I
Go,
can start
save
putting-
face, McDonald's.
Yeah.
So-
To exchange.
That's just
Don't
one,
get killed.
one idea. There's 2 people, like, I don't have this gift. There's people who bake. There's people who make, manualidades, and they do things, and those things can get you out of debt.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
they
like,
use their
start
other
se-
talents
and
to,
or
to
Correct.
create
One of the
small
things is
businesses.
Uber,
Marketplace.
Eats,
Yeah.
Poshmark,
A
things
little
like
side
that.
hustle. There's,
Yeah.
I feel like everybody, if they don't have a gift, there is definitely a way to. There's definitely a way to do something as a side hustle that can get
Yeah.
you money. But like you say, how do you start that, right? I think the way one
Yeah.
starts is by being realistic. So
Yeah.
there's a saying that they say in Spanish, and I'm going to try to translate it as
We're gonna
much
try.
as possible. Uno se arropa hasta donde la sábana le da.
Yes.
All right? So
Ciérrese en Instagram que usted no necesita más vaina de Amazon.
So the saying is, it's talking about a blanket, right? You are going to cover yourself as much as that blanket allows you to.
Yeah.
So you're going to you can't live a life of a millionaire with a $50,000 salary.
And there's the thing, nobody cares.
Right. We need to be realistic with ourselves and live within our means. That's the proper translation in English, right? We need to live within our means so that whenever we do set goals, they are achievable, they're realistic, and we could do it in a specific and a time that is definitely doable. And it's like you said, how can we make these happen, right? So Nileshka spoke about vision boards.
To keep us focused too.
Most definitely. It's crazy because for the first time ever, I did a vision board within the last 2 years. I had never
done one.
one. I didn't know what a vision board was, and I absolutely loved it because after having it, it is a visual, something that I have next to my work desk. I can always see
for a purpose.
Yes, what I'm working towards, right? And what goals I am trying to have a visual of the goals that I am attempting to achieve. It was great.
Vision boards work, and it's because of that. They keep your goals right in front of you. They help you visualize that success. The law of attraction too.
Yes.
So, how to make a powerful vision board? Find images, words that represents your goals.
Yes.
Include that financial, personal, and career goals.
Yes.
La mujer con el cuerpazo del gimnasio.
Claro. Put it somewhere visible that you see it every day, like you are doing, and take action. A vision without action is just a dream.
Yeah. Yeah.
And taking that step of, these are my goals in my career. This is my goals financially for my family. We need to break them into steps that we said initially on the conversation, like how we're going to achieve those, how we're going to move the needle forward on that.
And give yourself grace, right?
Exactly.
And
we're
again,
not robots. We wear many hats.
Right. And even to those who are perfectionists, right? Even if there is a step during this journey that doesn't look or come out the way you need it to be.
Sometimes we need to compromise.
Yes, that doesn't mean that everything is garbage or everything has failed. Just sit back, look at the bigger picture, and see how you could reroute and regain the strength to keep pushing forward.
And you know what helps on that? Because I'm also a perfectionist. I'm not proud of it because it's just giving me headaches left and right. So if you give some space for error, it's better because you have a plan, but also you need to know that life is unpredictable. Things can happen like this, and we're like, okay, now what? So if you give some space for an error, like let's say, I'm going to have $5,000 by summer, but in case that I cannot have 5,000, I can also compromise and say, let's make 350.
Yeah.
That will still be perfect. That will still be great. I will be proud of myself, and that's a gain. And then I give myself some space for error. And another thing, how to start, again, it's all about the fear. It's like when you want to lose weight, what's the first thing that you need to do? You need to step on that scale and look at that number. There's not other way. Because if you don't see the numbers, there's no way. And sometimes it's better than you think. And it's only you stopping you. So that's how we begin. We're going to go onto that scale and we're going to see that number.
Right. Yeah. Second, we're not going to try the TikTok things and stuff. We're going to go to the doctor, please.
Right.
Your diet needs to be.
Just don't eat within certain time. Eat during certain time.
But that doesn't work with everybody.
I know that.
Yeah.
Then you hear like,
make healthier choices, right? Make healthier choices. There is so many. Drink water.
Please.
Don't be sooty.
There's things that all diets, all doctors, and everybody's saying the same is sleeping,
Right.
resting.
Right.
Do you know the amount of stress that we go through every day? That cortisol translates on creating us not to lose weight.
Yes.
And it's most of the time when we're hungry, it's really our body just fighting to stay awake
Yeah.
because we're just tired.
or anxiety in my case.
Yeah.
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 And it's that cortisol, that stress, that
Yeah.
worry that sometimes, and resting, taking the time to acknowledge that feeling, right? Of, okay, what I'm going through. Am I really hungry?
Listening
Or
to your body.
I am really
Thirsty?
You know, I need to rest. I need to lay down. I need to stop.
Necesito una presidente.
Thinking about
It can happen.
this.
I've been there.
Maybe. Maybe.
More weight.
Hey.
Like,
Right.
So I think resting, self-reflecting on what, not only your goals, but also on taking care of yourself
For sure.
while you're going to get those
Yes.
goals done,
Yes.
right?
and relate on your tribe, people. You're not alone.
Yes.
You're not the only one going
Yes.
through stuff.
We
Everybody,
need a
I promise
tribe.
you.
We need
Oh,
a
yeah.
tribe
Yes, you
of
do.
people.
Yes, you do.
Sometimes I don't say that there's people that cannot do it alone, but it's hard. It's harder to process.
Of course.
Yeah.
When you isolate and keep people out that definitely want to
Yeah.
help,
Mm-hmm.
it takes longer to get that goal.
Of
Yeah.
course. And not only that, you need to have folks that hold you accountable. Because if you have someone checking in on accountability, it definitely helps. It definitely helps.
That's true.
Now we spoke about, like, goals that are
Yeah.
the regular ones, right? Diet, finance.
Yeah.
How about the people out there who are trying to set a goal for their careers?
I was
You
about
know,
to say
be-
something.
How do you tackle that? Because, see, in my case, right,
Time out. I didn't hear it. How do you tackle what?
your career goals.
I was gonna say.
That's where my goals stop.
Right. Yeah. We don't.
Vamos a hablar de
we're-
tú un año, señor.
We're not gonna name
but
drop.
people do have career goals.
Yes.
They want to advance. There's people who don't want to be stuck doing the same job for 20, 30 years. You know
And there's
what I mean?
people that are comfortable, but if your goal is to move forward,
But what I'm saying is people do have career goals,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And people
Almost
do
def.
want to advance. And a lot of times that helps financially.
Yes.
So they go hand in hand. So how,
Definitely.
how do you tackle when you have more career goals?
You need to put yourself out there. You definitely have to put yourself out there. If you I'm not gonna say you have to be a bold person, because there are a lot of introverts
But don't be like me.
in different
Don't be like-
workplaces. But if you do not put yourself out there, and what
Yeah.
do I mean, right? It could be by networking. It could be by having top numbers if you have certain metrics. It can be by there's so many different ways you can put yourself out there so that people can see. Okay, Nile, I see her numbers. She's doing great in X, Y, and Z. Bati, she puts herself out there whenever there's anything going on. She's exposing herself. She's expressing herself. She's talking. Suli, if we're networking, she's talking to everybody. Everybody know who Suli is, so on and so forth. You have to be seen one way or another, regardless of whether you're an extrovert or an introvert. You have to let everybody know one way or another, hey,
you
I'm
are.
here. This is what I'm trying to accomplish, and this is where I want to go. So these people that are seeing you can say, oh, well, I know Nile is good at this. If there's an opening for X, Y, and Z and she applies, she's a great candidate,
Yeah.
and so on and so forth.
yeah, you're for career goals. There's a lot of stuff that is involved, right? When it goes into your growth, your career growth, you need to have those sponsorships. You need to have the people that knows the quality of your work, that talks in rooms when you're not present, right? When you're not there, we Hispanics likes our work to
Yeah.
speak for us.
Yes, yes.
Most of the times we're hard workers, just putting our excellence out there, our 200% out there all the time. But we don't let people know what we're doing.
It's
Yeah.
hard for us
We-
to brag about ourselves.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
it's not in our blood.
Right.
It's not in our
We're
culture.
It's not in our culture,
ingrained.
right.
And that is, there's a point
It's
where
not.
that doesn't help you anymore.
But this is where you can use your tribe, right?
Yes.
This is where your tribe can speak for you. And for those of you who feel alone or feel y'all can't do it by yourself,
Yeah.
we're your tribe. She hustles in Spanglish. We got you.
We're here.
That's why we're here.
Talk to us. Leave us comment.
Yep.
We got you. Let us know your goals.
And I think another thing would be don't let the word no define who you are.
Yes.
Because you're going to hear a lot of no's. Anywhere. In your work environment, in your personal life, career-wise, everywhere, anywhere. But those no's, maybe they don't feel good. Maybe they can make you feel, devastated, like I'm not the right person for this or that or whatever. But maybe it's just a process that you need to go through
Yes.
to improve, to learn. And maybe it's not even a no. Maybe it's just not now.
Correct.
And we need to learn that.
Correct.
Yeah, and maybe it's that it doesn't align with what you're going through right now.
Yes.
Oh,
too,
yeah.
Right? Sometimes we focus on a goal like, oh, I want to go to this position right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And sometimes we get the no, and when we reflect after a couple months or something that we
thank you.
see
Oh,
what
yeah.
goes into it, it's like, oh, you know what?
That's why.
Oh,
God
yeah.
save me from this one.
Yes, that's what I was going to
Because-
say. If you're spiritual, for those who believe in God or whatever it is you believe in, trust and believe that
The
a no
process.
is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
A no can be saving you from something huge. And I say that based on experience. We're talking about career. I went through the same thing.
Yeah.
I felt like a horse. I put all my eggs in one basket. I was going for one specific thing. It hurt. It stung so bad to
Yes.
get that no. And I'm not going to say that I didn't soak in my sadness.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Because
you
I
did what you
did.
had to do at the
First.
Oh
moment.
yeah, and I wanted to do a lot of things that I didn't do.
No quemaste
But
ninguna goma.
no. But I thank God. I thank God so much for getting that no,
Yeah.
because it opened up not only other opportunities and possibilities, but it showed me so many different avenues, and I was
Yeah.
putting myself or restricting myself
Yeah.
to one specific thing.
Como los caballos.
And you do not want to do that. Yes, you want to be open for absolutely anything and everything.
That's right.
Yeah. Como los caballos que nada más es para adelante que van a mirar.
Así mismo.
That's not the way, people.
But,
Neely, you have a game for us, don't you?
oh, yes.
Oh,
we
no.
definitely, I want us to challenge ourselves. So, Patty, knowing myself and some of the things, what is your challenge to me this year?
Oh, I like this. So we got to give each other's. Ooh.
Yeah, we're going to keep accountable, and we're going to check later on a future episode how we're doing with our goals.
Ooh. I'm excited.
I will say, and I need to look at you for this. I'm learning. I will say, let me think about it for a moment. My challenge for you is to relate on your tribe. Like,
Gotcha.
realize that you're not
I was
alone.
a lone wolf, I would
Mhm.
say.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
And that's great. I have been.
I
for a-
acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's why, nos conocemos. Como que
Yes.
nos identificamos.
I'm going to work on that.
Entonces, mi challenge for you es que confíes en tu tribu. Ya tú abriste las puertas de tu corazón para tu tribu. Entiende que no solamente están ahí para los buenos momentos, sino que así como te queremos para la fiesta, el jangueo y el coro y el bachateo, también cuando las cosas no van súper bien, that can happen.
Yes.
Things sometimes don't go the way that we want to, and that's okay. You don't have to go through things alone. And that doesn't mean that you need to share everything,
I get it.
because your life is yours.
Mhm.
But you can rely on me without having to tell me specifics. Patty, today I have a headache. I'm tired. I don't want to see anything. I don't want to hear anything. What could I do?
Yeah.
Yo te voy a decir, vamos a beber. or maybe,
Resuelto.
or
Yes.
maybe I'm gonna recommend a book because I'm like a weird person. I have two personalities on me. I can either be, one side, or I'm gonna be
Two extremes.
Yeah, exactly.
Pati-
I'm gonna be telling you about.
And Pati
Yeah.
2.0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends on which one you get that day.
Right.
But that's definitely my challenge for you.
Well, GB, I think you should challenge Patty.
Most definitely.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get it.
I'm loving this. So, Pati, and this time out, when are we going to check back in? Because we are checking back in.
And I have another idea.
Oh, what is? Yeah, we're talking about goals. They need to be measurable.
I'm
So
gonna tell you right after.
No,
Oh my
so,
God.
wrap it up, baby.
wrap it.
Because I got you.
Okay. I was speaking about books. So I just read this book and I loved it so much. And it gave me an idea. It was all about women empowerment and all the things that we love.
Yes.
And so they did this activity through the book, and they each one took a piece of paper and a pen, and they wrote a letter for their future self.
Oh, I
So
like that.
I like that.
Will write the letter, and then they're gonna close it up, and they will not be able to open it till after 1 year.
Oh,
so on
let's
that
let's
letter-
all do that.
Yes.
I
So
encourage
that
you,
letter,
if you're
you're
hearing
gonna
us today, let's everybody do that.
gonna write.
I want to hear at the end of the year
Yes.
your letter for your future self.
And
how
the
you
comments.
felt after it.
Yes.
But you're
Yes.
gonna write that letter speaking like you already accomplished those things,
Yeah.
like the person that you are becoming,
Yeah.
and the things that you want to achieve during that year. And then you're gonna wrap it up, and we're gonna give a lot of love to that, a lot of work into that, and then a year after, we'll see qué es lo que con qué es lo que.
Perfect. So my goal is to work to rely on my tribe.
Yeah.
And I need to write a letter for my future self. And we're going to
Yes.
discuss it at the end of the year.
I like
Yes.
that.
I like it.
Can I just say that from the day we've met till the Nileshka Carrion that we have today, me personally, I have seen, baby, okay? Most definitely. It's been an enormous change, right? Because, of course, when we first met in the circumstances that we met,
Yeah.
we saw a very political, hey, how you doing? Hey, yeah, I'm Nileshka Carrion, and now we got a completely different
real one,
version.
the real one.
So
course.
I absolutely love it. I just wanted to throw that out there. Pati, baby.
Oh, now it's
Sí,
G.
yo sé que tú vas a
Yes.
tuya ahora,
I'm
tranqui.
coming to you, yes. So, for those of you, well, let me just let y'all know. Y'all don't know Pati, and I'm going to try to make this short. But another procrastinator over here. She's not a master like Suli, but she a procrastinator.
Following her.
So my goal to you, because this is going to be...
Don't worry, because I'm putting a challenge to you.
Hey.
So get ready.
This is going to be a measurable one.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you a career one, since I know...
Claro, ¿qué más?
Hey, so I need you, right? And I'm not gonna make it so difficult. In the next 3 months, you need to give me a list of at least 5 people that are not in your department that you have reached out to and you've made a connection with, whether it is a mentorship, a friendship, any ship, okay?
How about if I lose 20 pounds?
No. I don't need you to lose 20 pounds. So in 3 months, I'm going to check in, and it doesn't matter what episode we're talking about. I
Okay.
am going to see
A parenthesis.
if Pati has given me the list
Tanto?
of 5 people outside
bueno
of
me
your
pasa.
department.
Got it.
Sully, you want to go or you want me to go? I think you want to go.
You're gonna give me
You're
a
going
goal.
to challenge GB
Okay.
for something
Gee.
measurable.
Something
that-
measurable.
yes. A goal for GB.
I have a really good one for her.
Let's
Está
hear it.
bueno.
I don't know
Siémbrala.
if she's ready to hear it.
Ooh.
Bring it on.
I want you to start saying no.
Yes.
Gracias,
people.
Señor.
She-
You know what?
GB,
It's a hard thing
Yes.
to learn.
Let me tell
It's
you
a hard
something.
thing to learn.
GB is a yes girl.
Yeah.
She
Yes, I
feels
do it.
everybody's
and,
call.
and,
I
I,
get it
and
done.
I mean this like from the bottom of my heart, because this woman, like, I dumped. I met her at, I met her at work, and it was the end of the day, and I didn't know her, and I dumped. You know when somebody dumps all their problems on you? I dumped it on her like I knew her
Like,
since.
yeah, bring it in.
Like she was my sister. I was like, by the way. And she's at the end. She tells me, "Thank you for like trusting me to tell me all that." And I was like,
Now I need a therapist.
I don't know if I could trust you or not, but I needed to let it out, and here I am. I can't go back now.
Right.
But it was, she called me at a time where I was like super low, and I dumped on her.
Mm-hmm.
But she's a yes girl. And through the years that I've known her now, I have never heard her tell someone no.
Yeah.
And
Me neither.
believe me, like I know because, I am too,
Yeah.
right? But throughout the years, I've learned that it is okay to say no to people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's healthy.
It's for you.
Yeah.
It's not for them, and if the person knows you, if whoever you're saying no to, it's like knows you, the human being that you are.
Yeah.
And if they care about
with
you.
the most purest, right, like intentions,
Yeah.
because I never see you have ill intentions for anyone,
Right.
right? So with that, right, I want you to come back in 3 months
Yeah.
and tell me
¿Te gustó?
someone asked
I
me
could do it.
to do this, whether it's listen, and with her is like take me to the airport, pick up my
yeah.
kids,
Yeah.
like hey, can you
Give me a
cover
ride.
Even
cover this for me?
work-wise.
Or
Yeah.
like do this for me. Like it's not in her description of things that she's gonna do on the daily, and here she is, and she, mind you,
She gets out
GB
of her way.
GB has the Brady Bunch at home.
But
Yeah. I don't know how she
Yeah.
And you would think she's single and
and no kids.
doesn't have a
hombre.
job. She
Yeah.
doesn't have a job. She's just like going into life, just check. I got it done. So I want you to come back to me 2 to 3 months, and
Yeah.
it's just tell me what you were asked to do.
Yeah.
When did
and
you say no?
Why? When did you say no?
I could definitely do that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's
We
do
wanna
it.
know.
Challenge accepted.
We want to know.
Yes.
Ooh, now it's my turn.
It is your turn.
Nobody can see this video, but
It is your
I'm
turn.
already doing my happy
Cheering,
dance here.
Yes.
Not a lot of people have seen my happy dance, but you guys have seen. Sudi. Yes. Chico, I love a lot of things about you. We're similar in so many things. And there are a couple.
Right.
There are a couple that we don't align.
At all.
Like when we need to go
Polar
out.
opposites.
But I'm gonna give you a year.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you
A
a
year?
year.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna give you
That's
a
a lot
year.
of grace.
That's generous.
Hey, it's a challenge.
Okay.
It's a challenge.
Okay.
You're gonna make a plan.
No, darn.
Yes. Oh, I want to see the plan develop. How we're gonna accomplish it. Let's plan our vacations for next year.
Oh my God.
No
Time
deje que
out.
tu
No.
niña se pierda en el
Sorry,
vuelo
I will
equivocado.
not be part of that vacation
Yes.
because listen, I want to be
Let's
on the
make
same
sure.
airplane as y'all. That may not happen. I want to make sure my luggage get there. That may not happen. Yeah.
We got a
Inside-
story for you guys
Inside joke,
later.
right?
We're gonna tell that story later. But
okay.
it can be
Plan a
it can be
vacation.
small. It doesn't have to be in another state. It can be a retreat for us.
A
And when you
staycation.
say
That involves
plan it, you mean you want
Budgeting.
itinerary?
Everything.
I want something like
It's gonna be horrible.
something how we gonna do this. Where we gonna
It
meet?
was a nightmare, y'all. That's what.
The car.
What did I do to you,
food.
Nilishka?
Sully,
Yes,
Sully, this is gonna
hurt
change
you?
your
Who
life.
hurt you in this way? That you decided a vacation?
The
and you
Mr.
want an
Beast challenge.
itinerary?
Are easier.
Oh, man.
She was
Sully,
like, "Ah,
this is gonna change your
Mr.
life.
Beast, I got
Sully.
you.
I love that though. I love it because that's gonna be a real
That's
challenge
It's a real challenge.
for Sully.
Yeah.
No lie.
But Lily's
I'm
gonna
afraid.
go alone with her.
Exactly, because I'm afraid of this vacation.
It's gonna be great.
Oh, no,
We-
I don't know.
We had a good time.
Listen, we have to
Really
record it,
quickly.
y'all.
Listen, real quick, in regards to this challenge for myself, right? I just want you to know that our last vacation that we took together,
It was-
I
it was
booked
a
my
business trip,
daughter.
but-
I booked my daughter on another flight.
I'm not on this plane. What do you mean you're not on this plane?
Listen, the way
And
we found out
we'll
was
leave
the
you-
sad part.
I'll leave you with that.
Because we was at the airport boarding, and it wasn't taking her ticket, and they're like, "Yeah, she's not on this plane." We're like, "What?"
And an angel, because I always
Yeah.
find angels that,
Yeah.
That helped
and
you.
I think that's why I go with
With the flow.
life. It's gonna be okay
Yeah.
because
I will be stressed out.
Right?
I will flip right there.
Gonna be okay.
Maybe my challenge needs to be more going to the flow. Going with the flow.
Maybe you guys need to interchange.
Hey, yes. Nile be Sully for one day and Sully be
Let's
Nile for
plan
a day.
Listen, I won't even give you a whole vacation. Like, let's plan a day
That's okay.
where
Let's-
we
yeah.
don't.
But
plan.
you gotta plan it.
Please.
No,
a
no,
day.
no.
I can settle for a day and
No,
not a
no, no.
vacation.
A day. Listen, a day where you don't plan. Like,
Oh my God.
That's
call
not the
me.
challenge.
But that's
Call
not
me
the
when
challenge
you
for
do
you.
it. No, I'm not saying. I know. I accepted. I accepted the 1 year. We're gonna plan a
Yes.
vacation. I'm gonna give you a budget. I'm gonna give you plenty of time to know when
We
the,
need
the flight is
activities for-
leaving.
I'm afraid.
What we
Listen,
doing?
it's gonna be a 2-day, and let's try to stay here.
But I just
I like
want-
that too.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Let's do a road trip.
I want another.
go to Bowie.
I just want another.
fear for my
another
life.
topic, right?
Yeah.
On another podcast, I really want to talk about who hurt you.
Oh, that's a long list.
Oh,
That's a long
Like,
list.
that you
It's
need
gonna
to
be more than an
that
hour.
you need to plan. Like, why? What happened? Like, that
You
one,
know what?
I just-
I'm open to that discussion. I'm gonna let you girls
Hey.
select the
I'm
questions.
the same way, but I don't
Child.
have an answer
Send
for
me the
that.
questions
So
in
now
advance so I
I'm-
can call my lawyer.
So,
Please,
folks,
please.
listen, with that being said, we're going to
Yes.
wrap this
Yes,
episode
we
up.
are.
Please let us know in the comments. Tell us what goals you're setting, what time you're giving yourself
Remember
to
the
set it.
letter.
A SMART goal, right?
Yeah.
And if you could break that down one more time for us, Nina.
Yo, SMART goals. We have to budget intentionally, and let's use a vision board. And the SMART goal, definitely something that you need to keep in mind, and that is being specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. You know, we're setting these goals for each other, and all have a time,
Yes.
an expiration day.
Yes, we do. And we will definitely keep you guys posted.
and I might expire.
Nah, I think we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. And remember, hustling is not just about working hard; it's about working smart.
Yes.
So I love to hear all about your goals. Keep connecting with us, and gracias for turning on to She Hustles in Spanglish.
Adios.
Bye, guys.
Until
you,
next
people.
time, people.
Abur, abur.
Dicen que Eva salió de la costilla de Adán, que la historia estaba escrita pero la volvimos a cambiar. Check the energy fame, somos la luz en medio del túnel para este mundo que se mueve es por lo ves. Te doy mi mano hermana en el sendero gris, porque si cuidas cuido de ti. Es el lenguaje universal que más nos debe unir. No seré ni serán las monedas de azar de este cruel